Okay. Good morning, dear students. I hope this is the first class after Durga Puja. So before Durga Pujas, we discussed or I taught about the portal and cantilever method. Okay. Today we will be starting the matrix method. We will be starting the matrix method. Very interesting topic in structure analysis. First of all, we have to learn that in matrix method, what is first of all the topic is module 4 matrix method of structure analysis. Under matrix method of structure analysis, we have force of flexibility method and displacement or stiffness method. Just a minute. So module 4 we have matrix method of structure analysis. We have under that we have two different methods. First we have force or flexibility method, displacement or stiffness method. So so the beginning the beginning of the matrix method, why we are learning the matrix method, very important. Matrix method, whatever see, matrix method is initially, it is not a new type of structure analysis. It is not nothing new or nothing very difficult or nothing very confusing about it. Why we are studying matrix method? Why we are studying this matrix method? The main thing is that due to the complexity of the structure, nowadays we are going for design of, not nowadays, last 20 30 years, we are going to design for any three-dimensional structure which is about 10 story, 20 story, 30 story, 40, 50, even 100 stories. So due to this complexity of three-dimensional structure, so what we do, in order to analyze a three-dimensional structure, we idealize or convert the three-dimensional structure into two-dimensional plane. So for example, if we have X, Y, Z building, a building about coordinates of X, Y, and Z plane, first we take XY plane, then we take XZ plane, and then we take YZ plane. So we divide the three-dimensional structure into these three different two-dimensional plane, and we calculate all these bending moment, shear force, deflection, slope, axial forces, everything in all the beams and columns. Obviously, in all the beams and columns, we calculate all this shear force, bending moment, slope, deflection, torsional moment, axial forces, whatever sorts of parameter that we can calculate, that we do in a building. But due to the development of computer programming and in information technology, what the scientists have done, the scientists have taken the help of matrices. The scientists and engineers have taken the help of matrix, or normal what we learn about matrix, that using the matrices they have started to solve the structure analysis. They have started to analyze the structure using matrix operation. So all the answers, whatever the answers you usually calculate, for example, you take a continuous beam, for example, you take a normal frame, 2D frame, 3D frame, any sorts of frame. all these the solutions of shear force, bending moment, slope, deflection, they all can be inputted in a matrix. Okay. So before going to that, first of all, we have to know that why matrix method. Matrix method. So first of all, we have to know why matrix. Why matrix method of structural analysis? It is nothing a new concept. In this method, we will use all the methods which have already we have learned in second year and third year. So the methods which we will use here the only addition is that we are using matrix operation. We are only using the matrices, and using matrix we will calculate all these things. Okay. So why matrix method? Because due to increase in complexity, due to increase in complexity of the structures, due to increase in complexity of the structures, let us take three-dimensional structures. All the unknown parameters, all the unknown parameters, all the unknown parameters are installed or inputted in a matrix. Inputted in matrix form. Very important. So, due to the increase in complexity of the problem, or due to the increase in the complexity of the structure, all these unknown parameters. What are the unknown parameters? We have shear force, we have bending moments, we have slope, theta, deflection, delta. All these things, all these unknown parameters, whatever we have to find out, that means all these are redundancies. That means all these are redundancies. So all these redundancies, which are shear force, bending moment, slope, deflection, they are inputted in a matrix form. That means in a matrix which contains of obviously the rows, and obviously the content columns. So all these values, they are inserted in a matrix of n by n size. All these values, they are inputted in a matrix form. That is the main primary issue in matrix method. All these, they are inserted in a matrix form. Now what are the structures? So I told you, due to increasing complexity of the structure, if we consider the structure as three-dimensional, all the unknown parameters are inputted in matrix form. Now what are the structures? What is the advantage of this matrix method? The advantage is that, sir, obviously your question will come that, sir, why we are additionally using all these methods that we have learned, using the slope deflection method or moment area method or conjugate beam method or Castigliano's method, all that we have learned in second year, and all the method that we are learning in third year, that is slope deflection or moment distribution for indeterminate structures, all these are excellent. So why we are going for matrix? A matrix method, what it does, since we are putting the values in matrix format, that means what is happening? We are systematically putting all the record of the answers in a matrix. We are systematically keeping all the records in the matrix. That is the main advantage of matrix method. That is the main advantage of matrix method. Okay. We are systematically putting all the records in this matrix. Now, what are the structures we can solve? Obviously, using matrix method, various types of structures can be solved. Discrepancy or disadvantage. Using matrix method, we can solve the continuous beams. Continuous beams is in our syllabus. Okay. So we can solve continuous beam. Obviously, this is a continuous beam we can solve. Then we can also solve 2D frame. And frame 3D truss. Also, we can solve plates and shells. Also, we can solve using the matrix method all these stresses, mainly the stresses sigma x, sigma y, sigma z, then all these tau x, y, all these things we can solve for mainly for plates and shells. We calculate the stresses, and all these things we can resolve using matrix method. Matrix method contains force method or displacement method. So I will be coming into the details of all these two methods. First, you have to understand what is the fundamental concept. So in our syllabus, we have continuous beam. In the syllabus of structure analysis 2, we have continuous beams. In advanced structure analysis, we will learn 2D frames, 2D truss, then 3D frame, 3D truss. Okay. More the complexity of the structure, more will be the size of the matrix. Okay, very important. Okay, so please take this down. We have continuous beams, two-dimensional frame, two-dimensional truss, three-dimensional frame, three-dimensional truss, also plates and shells. Also plates and shells. Now, under matrix method, we have the flexibility or force method. So please write down. There are two different types. So we have mainly two different types of matrix. Types of matrix analysis. After I write in the board, my dear students, please, if you have completed writing in the board, then I will ask you to write in the chat or reply in the chat. Please reply in the chat that, sir, I've written, you can proceed. Okay. So, types of matrix analysis. Under types of matrix analysis, we have first we have flexibility force method or flexibility method. Force method or flexibility method. And displacement or stiffness method. Displacement or stiffness method. Displacement or stiffness method. Okay. Please write this down. Then I will erase the board and I will go to first. We will learn the force method. Today we will solve problem on force method. If you have written down, you can write in the chat box that done. Thank you. Thank you, dear students. If you have, so this is how you should reply in the chat box that if you have written down, then you can write that set done. Thank you, everyone. So please don't worry about the notes. Obviously, I'm taking the live classes and also I'm recording this thing. The videos will be uploaded in the YouTube. If you miss some portion of the lecture, you can check the my YouTube channel. Okay. So and after that also I will scan. I will scan the notes of my handwritten notes and obviously I will save it. We will do one problem. I will basically do two problems on flexibility method and two problems on stiffness method. Okay. And one problem I will discuss on the board, while the other problem will be solved by me and the scanned copy will be sent to you in the group mail. Okay, group mail or Google Classroom. The first is, I'm erasing this part. Okay. So just like in frame analysis, we have learned portal or cantilever method. In matrix method, we are learning flexibility method and stiffness method. Okay. So first is flexibility method. Flexibility method. First of all, in the flexibility method, it is also called force method. It is also called force method. Now, first we have to learn that before coming to the details of flexibility method, any method in structural analysis, please make sure any method in structural analysis can be represented in terms of force and displacement relationship. Any method in structural analysis we have actually learned previously, but this is not explicitly defined in the classroom. Every structural analysis can be explained or it can be analyzed or it can be solved using force displacement relationship. Now your question will come, said that how the force displacement relationship is coming? Kaise aa raha hai? If you remember in second year in the strength of material lab, we have done a spring test to calculate the stiffness of spring. So from that basic experiment, we can derive the force displacement relationship. Okay. If I show you, for example, if I am taking a spring, so first of all, very important, that is all structural analysis all structural analysis can be represented, can be solved or represented in terms of force displacement relationship. In terms of force displacement relationship. All structure analysis can be solved or represented in terms of force displacement relationship. Okay. Now how? So let us take a basic example of a spring. Obviously, with the spring we have a mass. So I am pulling a force F. Okay. Now this is position 1. Now obviously after some time, this is case of undeformed structure. This is a case of undeformed. This is a case of undeformed structure. Okay. So in initial stage, the spring has a spring constant K, and I'm pulling a force F. Okay. So after deformation, what will happen? I'm stretching the spring. The spring will get elongated. So this is position 2. So now this part which has been elongated, this is the deflection delta, or you can write delta. So this is the deformed stage, deformed or elongated stage. So obviously this is the basic experiment we have done in our experimental lab also. In the strength of materials, in the strength of material lab, we use spring leaf or leaf spring. So in leaf spring, we use this thing. The concept is that using the force F and the spring having spring constant K, we are putting some deformation or elongation in the spring. So delta is the deflection, or particularly here it is called elongation. Here we will tell you that elongation, delta or deflection in the spring, and F is the force applied. F is the force applied, and K is the spring constant. K is the spring constant, which is also known as stiffness. Now, spring constant will be basically equals to stiffness. So, from this relationship, till Hooke's law is applied, till Hooke's law is valid, till Hooke's law is valid. That means the linear behavior of stress and strain. Till Hooke's law is valid, when the linear behavior of stress strain is applied, we can write that deflection delta, we can say that F equals to, F is directly proportional to delta. If the more the force, more will be the elongation. So finally we can say F equals to K delta. F equals to K delta. This is the relationship of force distance, force displacement relationship. So from this basic experiment of spring, to calculate the spring constant, that is K, K is a spring constant, or it is also called stiffness. Today we have learned it is also called stiffness. Okay. So it is called F delta or force delta relationship. Force delta relationship. So all this structural analysis can be solved using force distance relationship. Okay. Pardon, let me take your attendance. Now you can write. So force distance relationship. So from this relationship, we can solve any sort of structural analysis method. Okay. Obviously, there will be some intricate or detailed method is there, but the fundamental concept is force distance relationship. Now, what is the relationship this with the matrix method? See here. So we have learned that whatever the structure analysis can be, it can be represented in terms of force distance relationship. Now, my dear students, the very important thing is that this why my classes are very important on matrix method, because this method is explained in different books. In Bhavikatti we have, in C.S.K. Reddy, then we have N.C. Sinha. In different books, this chapter has been explained in a different format. In different MOOCs, this has been explained in different format with different representation of symbols. So, and the methods are also different. You take 2 to 3 books, you will see in 2 to 3 books the methods are completely different. The answer might be coming the same. For the same problem, the answer might be coming the same. But if you take out 2 to 3 books, the methods are different. The representation or designation of symbols are different. So it will be very confusing for you to understand. Okay. Matrix method have 2 different methods. We have elemental method and structural method. Basically, here in BTech level, we are learning structural method. Elemental method is a very high level, which is studied or which is taught in master degree level. So, force distance relationship. So now, why flexibility is now coming to the important term. Flexibility. What is flexibility? Flexibility is basically what? Flexibility is represented by delta or F. Okay. Flexibility is represented by delta. Okay. Sorry. Only delta. This. Now, what is flexibility? This we have to learn. What is the flexibility? Flexibility is basically how much displacement is occurring or how much deflection is occurring due to unit force at a point on a structure. At any point on a structure, any point or coordinate location. At any point or coordinate location in the structure, in any structure, flexibility meaning how much displacement, write down, very important, how much displacement is occurring due to unit force. Unit force. That means when we are putting force as 1, what will be the deflection? This is the fundamental concept of flexibility. At any point on a structure, let me take a beam. At any point on the beam, if I put a unit load or unit force in the beam, then what will be the deflection? Now displacement will be, it can be represented as deflection or slope. Just for time being, understand, this is a B10 and this is a beam, and I am putting, for example, I'm putting this point. I'm putting a force of 1 kilonewton at this point, at this point, okay? I'm putting 1 kilonewton force, and what is the deflection or displacement? That is basically flexibility. That is basically what we known as flexibility in a structure. Okay? Flexibility means, that does not mean how much flexible or how much the structure is flexible to rigidity. No, not that is. In structural analysis, flexibility means due to unit force at one point, what is the deflection? So due to unit force, this is my input. This is my input. Due to unit force, what will be my displacement? What will be my displacement? And very important, in structural analysis, displacement can be vertical deflection or slope. Vertical deflection or slope can be categorized under displacement. In matrix method, displacement can be vertical deflection or slope. Slope means theta.